Hi guys, welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be painting a black pike pattern and we're gonna do this in the easiest way possible. And we're starting right now. For all those that have seen the last episode of Fly vs Jerk 12, will notice that the black pike pattern really delivered well. And that's why the pattern got a little bit of extra attention, because it caught a few really big fish, and also the other guy in the boat was fishing with a different color and he didn't catch anything until he switched to the black pike pattern, and then he also started catching. So sometimes a specific pattern just delivers more fish than another. I got some requests from people how to paint a black pike pattern, or at least how to do this easily, and I'm gonna show you that in this video. Alright, so let's begin. I got here my jerkbait and I already gave it a white base coat, because we're gonna need a nice and white base coat first. Now before we do anything else, we're gonna make our stencil. And this is just a leftover from a stencil that I once made. I always like to use my leftovers so that we have minimal waste, because throwing away plastic is bad for the environment. And now we're simply gonna draw out our design. And now I'm gonna quickly cut this out. Now don't forget that we need this piece and not that one. So I'm gonna cut on the inside of every line here so that we have this piece as a stencil and this will be the leftover. Alright, so our first color is fluorescent yellow, and we're gonna cover both sides, not the top, because the top we're just gonna leave white, because it's gonna get black anyway, so we don't need to waste any paint on there. And a little bit of the belly maybe. The original black pike pattern actually has normal yellow, which is a lot darker than the fluorescent yellow, but I wanted this pattern to be a little different than the original, of course. Give it my own touch, and I thought a fluorescent color is really gonna stick out. It's gonna create a lot of contrast with the black we're gonna put on there, so this pattern is gonna be very powerful, very bright. Also for the belly they use a normal orange, but I am gonna use a fluorescent red, because that's gonna give a really nice and strong contrast on the belly. Alright, so now this is dry. I'm gonna show you how I create the pattern. The reason I cut this stencil out is because if we use this, we can just fully blast on black on our lure, and then we will leave fluorescent yellow lines. Now you can also do the other way around and make your lure entirely black first and then put this stencil on, but then you will have to use white first, because you cannot spray a fluorescent on a black pattern. So if your lure would be totally black and you want to use this stencil, the advantage with this stencil is that you can also cut out little spots and lines above these lines, so that you have spots and lines on the back of the lure as well. But it's gonna take more time and you're gonna need more paint, because your lure needs to be black to begin with, and then you will have to spray white, and then you will have to spray your fluorescent yellow, and then you will have to spray your orange. Now it's the other way around. We just base coated the lure white, we did our yellow and our orange, we're gonna put this on, and then we're just gonna blast on that black paint on there, and that's gonna leave that pattern. So this is the most easiest way to do it. If you do like the spots and the lines on top of the lure as well, you can do that with just a little bit of masking tape. We tear it apart. Now I'm gonna use pearl black, because again I want to make this lure pattern a little different than the original one, but the original one is with just normal opaque black, so you can use that as well. For a clear coat. Alright, and this is the final result, and I have to say the lure turned out really good, only I have a little bit of an overspray on the yellow and a little bit on the lines. So that means next time I need to make sure that my stencil is more pressed down onto my lure so that the paint cannot come underneath. So probably this is also the very first time I did this pattern myself. So we all learn by doing. But the next time I will be putting my lure flat on the table, laying my stencil on top and using all my fingers to press down that stencil and then spray with the other hand the paint around it. It's gonna make sure that there's no overspray or no black paint coming underneath my stencil. And it's gonna give more crisp lines, and that yellow, those lines especially, are gonna be more bright. Also that pearl black gives it a little bit more of a glitter and a shine, so it's more interesting than just plain black. And that just makes this lure a little bit different than the original pattern. And it's really fun to experiment as well with the black pearl. As always guys, I will leave a link in the description down below for all the materials that I used to paint this lure. This will guide you to my webshop, which is based in Sweden. And if you buy anything there, you will be supporting me and the channel. If you got any questions or suggestions, or you want to share some knowledge with the lure painting community, leave it in the comments down below. Thank you for watching, have a nice day and see you next time. Bye bye.